So be it, Jedi. He's no good to me dead.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
You know what's going on?
Welcome back, everybody, to episode 16 of Star Wars After Hours. I am Stefan Spallino.
I'm Josh Combs.
How was your week, Josh?
It's pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. I mean, can't complain.
Cool. So now for the Star Wars.
Now, well, how was your week?
Oh, it was okay. It's getting hot, and I don't like that because I don't like working in heat because I sweat a lot when it's hot.
Yeah. That's the thing.
That's the thing. So we have a lot of exciting things to go over today.
Yeah.
We have a big chunk of news. We're kind of in this news cycle with The Last Jedi coming up, and
Then a bunch with
Han Solo starting, that we're kind of getting little pieces of news here almost every week. So it's been taking up a lot of time in our formats. So we hope you guys enjoy hearing about all the news, because there's a lot of it.
There is a lot of it, and we have a lot of cool things, so I'm going to try to zoom past a few things, or make sure we cover it. But this first thing I'm really excited about, because one of my favorite movies growing up, seriously, so it was Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Spaceballs.
You just love combing that sand, don't you?
Yeah. We ain't found shit.
We ain't found shit.
I could probably recite that entire movie. It was so stupid.
So ridiculous.
Yeah, but okay, so at this New Jersey Performing Arts Center, there was a thing about Young Frankenstein. And it was with there's just a little picture there. It was with Mel Brooks, and let's go to that. Not that one.
What is Young Frankenstein?
You've never seen Young Frankenstein? Dude, it's an amazing movie. It's hilarious.
No, I've never seen it.
Okay. I'll talk to you after about it because you need to. Oh, I have no sound going to it yet. Sorry.
Oh, there was only a few of those too.
May the Schwartz be with you. That's a good thing. Well, I'm doing, MGM is slightly interested in doing it because of the Star Wars, Rogue One and The Force Awakens and the new Star Wars explosion. So they think maybe, so we're talking, who knows,
Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
We are talking. Who knows? Yeah, so we got some Spaceballs that just might happen.
Spaceballs dose.
Yeah, which is going to be really cool. But anyways, that was just a little quick thing. There's not much about it yet. That was just...
So they're in talks with MGM.
Yeah, so there was kind of a little joke in 2015 that came out, and they started putting out posters all around the place, all around cities, like a movie poster for Spaceballs 2, but it wasn't with Mel Brooks or anything, so.
Huh.
But now, I think just that idea, so many people wanted it to happen that they're we can make money off this.
Yeah.
And we could make it really good, but if they make it really shitty, I'll be pissed. But it was a great movie. It was I think it's the best parody movie of all time.
It's quite funny
Because it's good in its own right. The funniest thing about Rogue One was that Scarif had the barrier around it. The first thing I thought of when I first saw it was Druidia. Like how that planet has a barrier on it and there's only one entrance that they go through. And it closes up because they're running out of air. And they're hoarding all of this air inside of their thing. And that's like the whole basis of the movie is stealing air from Druidia.
Yes.
For Planet Spaceball.
Planet Spaceball.
Yeah. So I think even Star Wars movies now are referencing Spaceballs a little bit without anyone knowing. I think that might have been like a little thing because it was too similar. On the video, I'll post a side by side. I'm gonna find a side by side of Druidia and Scarif with the shield around it and the entrance.
Sounds good, man. I haven't seen Spaceballs probably since I watched it with you in junior high.
Yeah, that's been a long time.
It has been a long time.
Yeah, so let's get going on this next thing because I'm really excited. I'm like extremely excited. We're talking Star Wars Red Cup, the Han Solo solo film. And I mean, here we just have that picture we got a while back just showing us that they started principal photography of
Star Wars Red Cup.
Yeah, director Phil Lord, Christopher Miller, and yeah dude, it's just another set photo with all the people in it and directors. Now we got some photo leaks and they just keep coming in, and we have some like this aerial photo of the area that they're filming at, and it is the Fowley Power Station in Southampton in the UK.
Huh.
And I guess like Mission Impossible filmed there. Like there's a few different movies that film there.
Oh, okay.
But
is there anything? Are they building anything here, or are they just filming like a?
So they have set pieces built, and they're using a lot of this as background, and also just like kind of the infrastructure of the area. So this is just a view of what it looks like regularly, and you can see this cool little. It's basically, for the podcast listeners, it's a power station. It's got a big chimney, and I'm pretty sure it's a coal plant. I don't remember, but anyways, it's a power plant, and there's this cool building. It looks very imperial, like it's on the bottom. It's like a big round like cement building with the windows that kind of look thin, so it's kind of a mixture between like Cloud City-ish, but like imperial type thing. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
And here's a close-up of that building as well. It's got all these windows. It looks really cool. Now we have this set piece. So this is 2 doors right here, and it's connected to these little guard tower things, these small guard towers.
That looks like Imperial.
Yeah.
It looks like a guard station almost.
Yeah, and I need to see if I can zoom in on this sometime, and I'll put in the translation of whatever that says if I can get a good look at it. But there's another shot of that just kind of from the side. They have like a, what do you call those, backhoe? One of those, just a big tractor,
a lifter
with an arm, a lifter, and it's got a big like blue screen on it, which is kind of cool. It's because they don't have to like set it up anywhere. They can just drive it around wherever they need it.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So they don't have to have like more than one giant blue screen, because if they're barely going to use it, then it's like
smart.
It's real smart. So they got it set up right here. There's this one right here, and they've got some chase cameras with those those cars, and you got that set on the right side. And right next to that set, you have a fire truck, a tank truck.
So we're assuming something's going to explode in this scene?
Yes, that is exactly what I'm thinking. Is that there's going to be some sort of pyrotechnics in this.
Some sort of explosion.
Yeah, some sort of explosion.
Some sort of explosion.
And then this is an aerial photo. I don't know if this is the same place. I know that they're also filming at Fuerteventura on the Canary Islands in Spain at the Jandia National Park.
That almost looks like Nema Outpost.
It does, but I guess it's the they called it Emily's Camp, I believe. So there's someone named Emily,
and it's her camp.
And yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on there, but now we're getting into the good stuff. This is Han Solo's car.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, this looks like something that, like movies that were made about what people would drive in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like in the 80s and 90s. That looks like that. It almost looks like a space Mustang, one of the old like Mustangs.
Yeah, and I think they went back to, kind of 60s and definitely like 70s look with the paint job. There's like a racing stripe that goes down the side and it goes up on the lip of the front, and it's got the engine going up off the, opened up in the hood of the car. And I mean, I'm pretty positive they're going to, edit out the wheels and they're going to be all speeders, but
yeah,
because they're supposed to be like pod racers / speeders because they use them to race.
Yeah, it's very boxy.
Yeah, so I have a few more. So this is Han Solo's, this is a stunt driver. But there he is. That's in his car. And it's interesting. And, I mean, it looks pretty cool, but it's like definitely boxy, definitely like tried to look for that retro futuristic look.
Yeah, it's definitely retro futuristic.
And I don't know anything about what's happening on this side. Like, because on one side it's like bent around it. It's like a what would you call that? Not circular, but like a whole rounded corner, kind of like the land speeders in episode 4.
Right.
How like one edge is like that, but the other edge of this one is like flat, and it shows the engine components inside of it, which look definitely like a hot rod type engine, like little like exhaust manifold looking things.
Mm-hmm.
Those might even be cut up exhaust manifolds.
You can see all the interior workings of it on the other side.
Yeah.
And it's Han Solo. His stuff's always falling apart. Anyways,
yeah,
so.
exactly. So this is probably going to show us that. Now, this is where your Imperial thing comes true. There's this giant bike thing. It's huge, and it's got this trooper on it, and there's an Imperial insignia on it, and it's parked right next to Han Solo's car.
It looks really cool, actually.
It looks insanely cool. It's like
if you took a razor blade and put wheels on it.
I was gonna say it's kind of like Ray's speeder if you like a Ray's bike if you just made it like squared off but like huge
and silver.
Yeah,
it looks really cool.
So this one has tires on it. I'm sure that they're gonna cover that up with visual effects,
right?
But yeah, got another close up of that one. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I'm into that.
I'm definitely into this whole thing. There's handlebars on the sides. It's interesting how it's made and how it steers. There it is again. Thing's pretty awesome. Now we have Han Solo's car right here, and next to it is this gigantic, beastly vehicle.
Looks like a Hummer.
Yeah, it's like a Hummer plus like a troop carrier or something from like World War II.
It's a space Hummer.
Yeah, it's a space Hummer. And it looks like there's going to be some sort of car chase or a race of some sort.
There's definitely going to be a race.
Yeah, so we're pretty sure it's a race, but then maybe this is the Empire's trying to break up the race that's happening or something like that. And then there's another picture of that with the follow camera in the car. It's pretty awesome. Some more of that ridiculous like Mad Max kind of thing.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it.
It's very chunky, and then you see the back end right here with the two vertical thruster type things. It's very utilitarian. It's kind of like a olive drab color, so they're going very like World War I, World War II.
Yeah, it looks militaristic.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is really interesting. Now we see another speeder back here. This is a longer one, and it's like, it looks almost like a X-wing fuselage, like the front end, but lengthened and like wider, and then the back end just kind of like swoops down a little bit. I don't know. It's kind of, yeah. They're pretty cool. Here's another little short speeder like that. It's we got some girl. Looks like she's texting. Texting on the job. It's like we got a water evaporator, whole thing like that. This is definitely an Imperial base.
Yes.
This is what we're thinking. This dude's wearing Nikes. We got this guy. He looks like what's his name? The voice of Bob from Bob's Burgers. I forgot what his name is.
I don't know.
But they have these like, I don't know if these are for their face, I'm thinking those are like some type of respirator.
Mm-hmm.
So these guys look like they are not Imperial, but they still look like they're kind of a little rough. These might be some of the people that are like racing.
Yeah,
because they both have these things. But this guy with the helmet looks a lot more Imperial than this guy. But and then on the set we have
Mr. Ehrenreich.
There you go. And he's got a messed up face.
He does have a messed up face. It looks like
something
maybe
happened.
he got in a crash, or maybe he got beat up.
Yeah. He could have gotten a bad fight. He could have gotten anything. And yeah, so he's on that set as well. So we're assuming that there's a lot happening on that set. So he has probably a driver double and a stunt double for other stuff. So they're definitely doing a lot of production here. So there's definitely a huge part with an Imperial base, or at least a city with an Imperial base inside of it. Because that's like same thing with Star Wars Galaxies. In Corellia, they have an Imperial base inside of Coronet in that city. So, and I'm hearing more and more about that Canto Bight, the name of the other planet. I think that's going to be the name of the casino planet.
Oh,
so
okay.
I don't think they're going to go
in The Last
for
Jedi,
Corellia.
right?
Yeah. So, yeah, in The Last Jedi, I don't think they're going to go with Corellia. So this is actually more likely to be a Corellia type thing.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, we haven't really seen anything else as far as architecture because this is very, very early.
Right.
But
we just see a couple of set pieces and all of the speeders.
Yeah. There's some definitely some cool things. And then we have this one set photograph. This is from Pinewood.
That is awesome. It's an alien. It almost looks like a Gran, but instead of 2 eye stalks, it has 3. Well, 6. It has 3 on each side. Crazy looking alien.
It looks like the one from the that Disney Channel original movie. I don't remember what it was called, but it was some weird like monster thing that they like found.
I don't know.
I don't know. Someone will know it. If you know it, comment on something.
Yeah, it looks like a six-eyed Gran almost.
Yeah, and I assume that entire thing has like robotics inside of it. So it's like animatronic, like eyes opening and closing and stuff like that.
Oh, it's crazy looking.
It's insane how far they're going with this costuming on this. It's insane.
He's got some fat fingers.
Yeah, he does. He's like full body, no CGI needed. So here's a little bit of concept art that someone found. That someone was, I guess, selling this on eBay.
Of course.
They found concept art. So we have Han Solo. Next to it, we have this pretty cool, like, speeder, pod racer type thing. We also have a pack of cigarettes right here. Because did you know that, like, I think it's in the UK, and I know for a fact Australia, they can't put logos on their cigarettes. So in the brand, they have to have all the same font. So right here it says Mayfair, and then it says the whatever. And then on the top, it has to say like a different warning. So it'll show like a picture of a black lung or like a picture of like a dead child or something like that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it says like smoking will kill your children, like some stupid stuff like that.
Dang.
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're smoking in your kid's face, then yeah, but like, it's just funny how they have to put that on the cartons, and they're like $20 plus per pack. It's so ridiculous.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And everyone smokes. Like everyone there, like in Australia, and a lot of people in the UK smoke.
That's an expensive habit.
Yeah. So they're probably making so much on tax for that. That's what they're doing here, California. It's getting pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't
Like
smoke
$15.
anymore. So.
Yeah. Me neither. I don't smoke ever. No cigarettos for me. This is a weird ship. So it looks like the front end, like the head of an AT-AT, but with like this back of a kind of like an Imperial shuttle if it was upside down.
Yeah. Is that a wing? Is that what
Yeah.
that is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so take an AT-AT head and give it wings, and that's what this ship looks like.
Yeah. Here's another picture of this weird wide ship. This is like an interior rendering or whatever. It's another like almost blatant AT-AT head and like the legs but upside down. Basically this looks like an upside down AT-AT with the heads around. I'm not exactly sure what's going on in this picture.
Yeah.
These are weird.
There you go. That's probably what it is.
I'm thinking that's exactly what that is.
So it's it actually, the finished thing looks pretty cool.
So what we were seeing was kind of cross sections of that thing. So I'm thinking it was showing the interior on that side picture. So that's what these little wing down there are. So yeah, I think that was like the same picture of the same ship.
Right.
So that's definitely Imperial.
Yeah. I'd
And
say so.
I wonder if we're going to get like some like specific Imperial guy, you know? How we usually have, you have like one thing, you know, you have like in Rebels, first you had Callus, and then after you have like, you know, Vader, Tarkin, and Thrawn.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like there's a Thrawn type person going to be coming into this, or if they're going to reuse someone. Because there's got to be some type of Imperial antagonist now that we see that they're going to an Imperial base.
Yeah, I mean, I'd much rather they bring in the bounty hunters, but
That's what I was hoping for. That's what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
And now I see it's at an Imperial base. But, I mean, we're only seeing snippets of what it could be. Because this could be on the outskirts of a city, an Imperial base. That they're racing out in the middle of the thing and then they get caught up there. Something like that.
yeah.
It could be anything. So let's keep going through these concept pictures. That's one from the top. Okay, this is a cool, like, it's, they call it, it was, Emily's Nest. I said that, right?
Emily's nest.
Yeah, that's what the aerial photo of that was.
Yeah.
So that's what. So this says the Red Cup interior/exterior nest bumper car.
So this looks like Anakin's speeder from episode 2, pretty much.
Yeah.
Except a bigger engine on the back.
Yeah, it's like a pod racer
Yeah,
engine.
it looks like a pod racer engine.
Yeah, so it's kind of swoop bike, kind of like Anakin's speeder. It's kind of like a speaker. I wonder if people in Star Wars like listen to music when they're driving. Never thought about that.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Yeah. And here is a top view, which makes a little bit more sense. It's like more of a...
Now it looks way faster.
It has 3 thrusters. So there's one that he's basically sitting on, and then 2 on the ends, kind of like a pontoon.
Wow.
So that looks like it's going to be fast.
Yeah, I think it...
So there's going to be some sort of racing situation here, both on the ground and in the sky, I think. So
I say definitely.
yeah. And there's that ship parked right there. Got another one of that same ship. It's got definitely that AT-AT head. Oh yeah. Yeah. That looks pretty cool. Okay, so it looks like they're spraying something. That's what... I don't know what that is. Like what this is down here.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah. So that's what we got for the Han Solo stuff.
Lots of cool looking vehicles. They look really good.
Yeah, so we're expecting a lot of kind of old school type racing thing, you know? Kind of like a Steve McQueen type movie, but like a little bit more westernish and, you know, stuff like that. And
yeah, that gets me a little more excited for it.
And I'm going to get you a little bit more excited.
Do it.
Do it. Because we have a video.
Oh.
Of the set of the Han Solo film. So basically what we're seeing here is like cars being loaded up onto the trailers and the follow cameras getting ready. And there's someone making some smoke up here. I'm sure that's needed for the shot. Now you can like kind of hear the cars in the background. So these are follow cameras, like we'll kind of see like the first person view from that. But it's kind of showing like where they're going to be going in this like car chase type thing. Yeah.
Looks cool.
Yeah. I'm stoked on that.
So Han Solo's speeder is getting towed. It's not driving. Notice that.
Yeah, and that one it's getting towed. So that's definitely I mean those are probably different cars. So I think there's one of them that probably gets towed for like close up stuff like that, and then for far away things where they can't have a car, you know, have a follow vehicle in the back of it, then
Roger that.
You know. So now we have Luke's compass. So we've heard of this from makingstarwars.net. I'll just read it from here. It says, today I want to discuss... Oh, no, I'll just go through that. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, the marble compass in a box. In Star Wars The Last Jedi, Luke Skywalker has a compass that guides his way. The compass is a box with a blue marble-like orb on the top. And they say, I believe Luke Skywalker moves his hand over the blue orb and the box opens up to reveal the compass inside the box. The interior of the box has metallic dials with Aurebesh writing inside, denoting some space version of north, south, east, and west, with a needle to point the way. And he says, the prop is probably the most beautiful piece of craftsmanship I can think of for a Star Wars film.
Wow.
Yeah. So that means something there. It has a very old look to it, but the inside is almost steampunk or like something mystical from Naboo.
Ooh.
Yeah. It says, I looked at the compass and I had to ponder if it is just another tool in the bag, or is it special? Does it take Luke Skywalker to where he needs to go in The Last Jedi? Or does he find it at the end of the journey is conducted over the next film after The Last Jedi? I saw Luke with it one time, and I'm pretty sure he had the glove on that we see in the recent trailer from Star Wars Celebration. And that's the same glove that touches the book in the trailer right here. So there's a lot of things that he's got. Luke's got some tools that he's bringing out. He's got like a cattle prod, like just weird stuff.
Probably
like
for
that.
the porgs.
Yeah, probably the porgs, dude. Get out of the way, porg. They're gonna make some stupid noise too. You know they're gonna make a dumb noise.
Well, that's interesting. I mean, I wonder what he needs the compass for. What he does with the compass.
I don't know.
It probably tells him what direction he's facing.
He's looking for the dead man's chest.
Yes. What is he using the compass for?
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing, is that there's... Yeah, and this says it could be used in the movie or found at the end and returned to this place or something like that.
Okay.
Because if you think about this might not be the end. This might not be the beginning. You know what I mean? When they're finding all of this stuff in that tree.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It could be anywhere. They could have to travel there or something, because it's not, really in the same spot that they were at,
Yes.
So, yeah. That is pretty cool.
Is that it for news?
Yeah.
Sweet. Lots of exciting stuff. Our mailbag question today is from Ms. Brittany Cruz. Her Twitter handle is over7joyed. And she asks, do you think we'll ever see Ahsoka, Ventress, or Thrawn in live action? Which animated characters do you hope to see in a live action movie?
I'll start.
Okay.
No.
No, you don't think we'll ever see any of them?
No. I would love to see Thrawn, but I think no. To be honest.
I think Ahsoka is the one that we might see.
Yeah, in some way. Maybe further down the line. Once we see what happens in Rebels, and this is definitely going to be further down the line if this happens, because we know what's coming up pretty much. But they're going to be making Star Wars films forever now, basically. So
yeah,
I mean, It's kind of, some of it's kind of cheesy, but I would like to see some of the Rebels characters come to, the screen.
Yeah, of course.
The silver screen. But I'm not sure exactly if I would like it to be like Ezra or Kanan. I mean, a young Kanan might be interesting, but they already kind of covered that in the first Padawan, or the last Padawan, the comic series. Kind of shows how he like had to leave the Jedi Order during Order 66 because his master was killed, and he ran off. It's pretty crazy. So, Cad Bane.
That was gonna be mine, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
I really just want to see how they do the face too, like the how they. I mean, I don't know if they would have to do it CGI because it's smaller than a regular human face, or if they would scale it differently so someone could wear a prosthetic over there, like a mask over it. Because I'd love to see that, like actually like a animatronic puppet face rather than overlaid in CG.
His face is pretty oddly shaped.
It's I
don't know if they'd be able to.
It's definitely hard, but
yeah, I was gonna say Cad Bane too. Actually,
Cad Bane,
yeah, is the one I'd like to see. Cad Bane or Dirge would be cool, but he got Anakin like shot him off into a sun.
Yeah, so
he's probably not.
The problem is like placing people like that, like people that have died or are in the process of that, like Ahsoka. I'm not sure if she's dead or alive.
Yeah. Well,
So,
of those three, how would you rank their probability of being in live action?
I would say Ventress is the least probable. Ahsoka would be the second most. I think Thrawn would be more probable than the rest. But it's got to be something, maybe a small role in something. It can't be like a whole thing. Maybe like an Easter egg type thing. Not an Easter egg. Maybe just like
just like an appearance, almost like Tarkin.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that Tarkin
scenes.
actually did play a pretty large role in Rogue One.
Well,
But
yeah.
that same thought process of you don't really know that they're going to be in there until you're there. And they'll probably do some type of CG for the face, for the coloring. But I don't know, because Gamora in Guardians of the Galaxy, that's not CGI, that's all painted.
Yep.
So they can make it look pretty good. And Thrawn fighting would be kind of cool to see in real life.
Definitely.
IRL.
I would say that if I had to bet on it, I would say that I think we do see some of those characters in live action.
Yeah.
But not for a while.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, there's going to be a point where, not saying that people aren't creative, but they're going to be kind of scraping for the stuff to like fill in gaps at some point,
Yeah. I'd say that Ventress is probably the least likely, just because she was covered so well in the Clone Wars animated show, and because they seem to that era got so much run already, like with that TV show, all the comics and games, that I don't know if they're gonna want to dip back into that era for a while.
Yeah.
Ahsoka, I don't know. If they ever go back and do like a Darth Vader movie, I think they'd put Ahsoka in it.
That would be cool. And like, I don't know who would play her though. The thing is that I like Ashley Eckstein as the voice of Ahsoka.
Yeah.
And
well,
it's
there's
like,
already an
that's
actress that
Ahsoka.
wants to play her, Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, but it's not the same,
Yeah.
I don't think that she would be a good Ahsoka.
Oh, you don't?
No,
Okay.
I don't think it makes sense.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that Ahsoka's more of a strong, more like tortured character a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't think that actress could pull that off in that way.
I'm gonna tell her you said all this.
Do it. What is she even on? She's on like some like was it like some Will Smith movie or
I don't
something?
know.
I remember we looked it up on one of the episodes.
Yeah.
But we have something else too. Or do you have any other ideas for the animated thing? Or you?
Well, I was gonna say, for Thrawn, I think we will see him in live action. It also depends on what they do with him in Rebels. We have to wait and find out. Mm-hmm. Because they could kill him off, or he could live on. He could go into exile.
Yeah, and I haven't read Thrawn by Zahn.
Thrawn by Zahn.
I haven't read Thrawn yet, so I'm gonna have to do that before I figure out. We should do like a whole episode on Thrawn once the Rebels ends.
Yes, we will.
But yeah, that's true. Whatever happens after that, you know, if he lives, then there is a possibility. Or even if he doesn't live, he's got years that he wasn't in that show too, you know? And so think about all of the years before that we haven't seen him. So they could place him anywhere if you think about it.
Correct.
They could even place him in Han Solo.
Yeah. That would be a welcome surprise.
That would be a huge surprise. Imagine that, not even knowing, and just some actor that we like that wasn't announced at all. And what if it was actually Lars Mikkelsen? That'd be cool.
Ooh, that would be very cool.
Because I mean, he's the voice, and it's perfect.
He does do a very good Thrawn voice. He talks exactly like how I thought Thrawn would talk.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. Yeah, like based on the original Thrawn trilogy. Because I haven't read the new one. Okay, I have something cool. So we got like a comment on the podcast page, like from our website, and this person, their name is Sith Holocron.
Oh.
And he said, "This is what I use for your podcast," or something like that. I have to be over here. And he made that for us.
Wow, that's really cool.
Yeah. It's awesome. So we got some fan art here.
Is that what we're calling it? Fan art?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Dude, we got some fan art that says Star Wars After Hours Podcast. It's got the Star Wars logo with the nice gold gradient. Same thing with the After Hours Podcast. And then you have a shot of the Mos Eisley Cantina.
I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I feel like I'm gonna like put it up on something. I'll post it on like the Instagram and all this stuff after this. But
thank you, Sith Holocron.
I wanted it to be like a surprise because
that's really
pretty
cool. Yeah, that's way cool.
Yeah, so Sith Holocron, you're awesome. I didn't get your real name, but yeah,
that's awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
Appreciate it, brother.
Yeah. So next, I want to talk about this new book coming out. It is Star Wars Rebel Rising. And now this is all about Jyn Erso. Basically starts from when she gets into the hole, and then it ends when she was abandoned.
Oh, so we get to hear all about her whole adventures with Saw Gerrera.
Yep. So that's going to be pretty cool. And not only is it going to be in print, it's also going to be an audiobook.
Ooh, audiobook.
Yeah. And this comes out, I think it's next month. Let me double check that.
No, this will be good because you get to.
Oh, here it is.
Kinda
Actually, you know what?
learn-
No, it's out now.
Oh, it's out now?
Yeah, it's 5/2. Okay, yeah, it's out now. And you can get a 30-day free trial and a free audiobook, and you can make this your free audiobook, Rebel Rising. All you have to do is go to audibletrial.com/Star Wars After Hours, and if you cancel, you keep the book. So this already has like really good ratings. Like it's
pretty much 5 stars, 4.40 out of 5.
291 ratings is pretty good on Audible. It was written by Beth Revis. I think she is doing some other of the Star Wars stories with the more like the heroine stories, all the strong females in Star Wars. So that's cool. This is more of like a young adult novel, but it's going through the whole thing. It's all gonna give us more information on that time period. So yeah, stoked on that one.
That's awesome. Yeah, I want to learn what all she did with Saw and how she processed her mom dying and her dad, getting kidnapped, basically.
Yeah, and from that point, like from her point of view, she's probably like, I mean, he's either dead or he just wants to be there and he kind of forgot about her,
Yeah.
So also we have another book coming out, Inferno Squad. Now this is by Christy Golden. This is coming out, is that July 25th. So, publisher's summary: the rebellion may have heroes like Jyn Erso and Luke Skywalker, but the Empire has Inferno Squad. Read that for me, Stefan.
After the humiliating theft of the Death Star plans and the resulting destruction of the battle station, the Empire is on the defensive. In response to this stunning defeat, the Imperial Navy has authorized the formation of an elite team of soldiers known as Inferno Squad. Their mission? Infiltrate and eliminate the remnants of Saw Gerrera's partisans. Following the death of their leader, the partisans have carried on his extremist legacy, determined to thwart the Empire, no matter what the cost. Now, Inferno Squad must prove their status as the best of the best, and take down the partisans from within. But, as the danger intensifies, and the threat of discovery grows, how far will Inferno Squad go to ensure the safety of the Empire?
Wow. So this seems to be going kind of into this is bridging the gap between 4 and 5, but on the Imperial side as well as the extremist side. So this isn't following the regular Rebel Alliance. This is all Saw Gerrera's people. The ones that got off the planet before who else was like left on different planets. Because he had quite a big band of rebels that were following him. And I think that both of these books, both Rebel Rising and Inferno Squad, will kind of build upon each other. So
Yeah.
I think that it might be a good idea to read Rebel Rising first, and then you get kind of acquainted with Saw's people and how they act and how, it might have the same characters show back up, and then you get to see them die. So you get to see them
Sad.
like do good things, kind of, and then in Inferno Squad you see them all die because
And become dead.
they become dead people. And so again, audibletrial.com/Star Wars After Hours, 30-day free trial, 1 free audiobook. Cancel anytime, you keep that audiobook. And next, we have a new Darth Vader comic coming out.
So excited.
I'm very excited.
The artwork looks amazing.
Yeah, so we have a few pictures of the covers here. And we will look at these. There's multiple cover variants, as there are with the other ones. The artwork is very, it's kind of like the original Star Wars posters almost.
Yeah, it looks great.
Like very similar to that. It's definitely more artistic, and I love this cover.
I wish it was real.
I know.
The figure.
The figure would be so sick. Yeah, basically, the listeners, it's basically a Kenner Star Wars action figure card with Anakin Skywalker, but the Darth Vader version.
Yes.
So this is basically right as he's killing all of the young Padawans.
It looks like the 40th anniversary packaging.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it does look like the 40th anniversary. It's $4.99. Yeah. Oh, that's the name, or that's the price of the comic.
Yes.
They're very smart. That's so cool. Darth Vader 01. Yeah, so they made the little caption thing with the whatever the issue number, like a tag. Price tag. That's funny. That's pretty cool. So this is an actual look at what the comics is going to be like. And it starts out literally from the end of Revenge of the Sith.
This is going to be awesome.
Yeah, it starts out from no. Yep, all that. Just no's. No. And, yeah, you see Vader breaking everything. You see the Emperor has a really weird look to him in this.
Mm-hmm.
He's like very evil looking.
He's got some sharp teeth.
He's got some sharp ass teeth.
Padme is still looking great.
Yeah, definitely. Even getting choked. Yeah. Especially getting choked. No. But it's basically showing what Darth Vader was seeing when that happened, when he found out that he killed Padme. And yeah, he pushes back the Emperor in his rage. And he's got a really interesting look to him because he's like muscular, but he's got like kind of a thin body. And it's very interesting.
Yeah, they took some liberty with the how they wanted to draw him.
Yeah, definitely. And I like how they did the art style on this. It's kind of controversial with some people, actually.
Is it?
Yeah, they don't
What's
like
the
the
Emperor
version.
saying right here? Can you see that?
Ugh.
Oh, is that what it says?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yep.
Ooh, man.
So this one's gnarly. Darth Vader, you told me you could save her. And then the Emperor, in your rage, you chose a different path. So it's kind of like it's mixing up like it's not the same thing, but it's not the same as Revenge of the Sith, but I really like it. The Emperor looks so evil. But at the same time, he kind of just looks like a really old guy. Looks like a really old guy made of like kind of like crystals, like on his face, like so it's like very hard, jagged edges. No, it's like if Groot became the Emperor.
Oh my god. So this is really interesting.
Yeah.
This is him trying to justify him lying to Anakin. So he says, Padme is dead, my friend.
Even the power of the dark side cannot bring her back. But in her death, she has given you a gift. Pain. Now you must choose to accept that gift. Will you use it? Or will you die?
So basically, we don't
So you
know
you killed her, man. Like, the
Yeah.
dark side can't bring her back. You killed her, you dummy.
Yeah, and okay, the art style on this frame right here is really interesting. Like the mask is different, and it kind of gives him a more robotic look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you get more of your emotion out of his body, his entire body movements. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But there is this frame up top, the top left, that you can see that it's almost like they're using the helmet as eyebrows because he's angry, but it's going down further. So they are trying to put expression in it without modifying it as much.
Right.
To make him look more robotic, to kind of like have that extra thing on it. So here's another cover variant for the second for episode 2 for issue number 2. That's pretty awesome.
Yes.
It's Darth Vader. Everything's exploding around him,
and he's just standing there with his red lightsaber.
Just chilling.
Too cool to move away from the explosions.
Too cool. And so we have a part with he went back and killed all of the Tusken Raiders.
He hates Tusken Raiders.
Yeah, so we see all of their huts burned, and you see dead Tusken Raiders on the ground, and he says, "And all my present business is concluded."
Do you think he just gets pissed and goes to Tatooine and kills sand people when he's like bored?
Probably. Think about that, because it's
a
like
fun pastime.
He's got his castle that he like just like chills in, like that Bacta tank.
Yeah.
And then he's got to get his exercise, you know?
Yeah.
Or whatever, and get that rage out.
Chart a course for Tatooine. I must kill sand people.
So now I want to talk about where you can get these. Go to mycomicshop.com. But the way that you should do it is go to StarWarsAfterHours.com and go down to the banner that says mycomicshop.com. Go through that, and whatever you buy, it'll give us like a little credit just to say, hey, thank you for referring them to us. Doesn't cost you anything extra. This is one cool thing they have. These are like some of the original Star Wars comic. This is a Star Wars comic pack. I believe this sells for like, I think it's like $75.
Oh, wow.
But I think they have it on sale. So you can go there and check it out. And then also we have this Ralph McQuarrie art print from the concept art. And it's signed by someone. I forgot who it was. Oh, it's Gary Kurtz. He's a producer for like the Star Wars. And yeah, this is mycomicshop.com. So just go here, comic books, buy, sell, trade, consign, collect, all that stuff. Everything from like back to the 30s. Like I saw some crazy stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have like the original Action Comics. Like Superman first thing, not even just the reprints. So that's pretty crazy. So you can find anything here. You can pre-order stuff. So go here for the Darth Vader comic, Darth Maul comic. That's still going. That 4 is coming out soon. So yeah.
All of the comics.
All of the comics. So now, let's get into our new subject. This is going to be kind of like a series that we're going to continue throughout. You know, we're going to pepper it in through different episodes. So this one, we're starting a series that we're going through all of the animals and creatures for some of the Star Wars planets that we've seen in films and animated series. And we're starting off with my favorite planet of all time, Hoth.
Hoth is your favorite planet?
Mm-hmm.
It's just snow.
It's just snow. I wouldn't live there, but it's my favorite planet.
Okay. I respect your opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's places that I like going to, but I would never live there.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, actually, I wouldn't even like going to Hoth for the I don't know. You go sledding? Like, that'd be a sick place to sled.
Yeah.
I mean, snowboarding, definitely. But, like, just think about, like, just being able to sled down a huge hill.
An endless Hoth hill.
Yeah. Just, like, do, like, a ray sled down a sand. Sand would be kind of cool, too, though.
Yes.
But it's rough and it's coarse and it gets everywhere.
That is true. Prequel memes.
Yeah. So let's talk about Hoth.
It's ice. It's a giant ice planet. There is ravines and grottos though, and there is some vegetation on it, but it's like there's frozen like ice plants and of course the fact that there's vegetation means that there are herbivores that were able to evolve on the planet. And when you have herbivores, you have carnivores.
There you go.
So Hoth actually, believe it or not, that desolate ice wasteland actually has a living, working ecosystem.
And that's why I picked this first, because that's the one thing that interests me most about Hoth. It's how barren it is, but under the surface, there's a real ecosystem that kind of goes on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of funny that, like, even the creatures that live there can't handle living there.
Yeah.
And that's it's funny.
Yeah, so what you see in Hoth is because the temperatures are so cold, a lot of the creatures take to things like caves. A lot of them have their own ways to make caves, tunnel systems. Tauntauns even sometimes just burrow deeper into the snow. You'd figure it'd be even colder, but
well, I don't know. Like if you look at the whatever, the Inuits and stuff like that had the igloos.
yeah,
I mean, as long as you're away from the wind, I think on Hoth that's the big thing, is that the wind is so cold, and it's a very windy planet. And it's also, I believe it's the 6th planet from their star in the Hoth system.
okay.
So we're the 3rd from our star. Not sure the size of theirs, but you know, it kind of explains the
why it's
cold. Why
Yes.
it's so cold.
Yes, and there are spots on Hoth, kind of caverns in Hoth where it is a little bit hotter, and some of the planet's inner temperature rises to the surface.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that goes with a lot of most planets that have a lava, a hot core to them.
Mm-hmm. Hoth still has a hot core.
So it has some water, probably an underground water layer of some sort, and then that comes up through springs and creates those little tunnels, and then they inhabit those, and that's how the ecosystem works.
Yes. It's still very barren. I mean, the creatures are, because they're so specialized, they're not necessarily abundant
Yeah.
because the resources are scarce. So it's not a place you'd want to go to for a creature safari.
No, you're looking at like not even aquarium's worth of animals. Actually, an aquarium probably has more than a zoo, if you think about it,
Yeah,
as far as
I'm sure
different
it does.
species. But yeah, you're looking at like a farm. Like we're not talking about a zoo. Like it's like the whole planet is almost like the amount of animals at a farm.
Yeah.
But there's also, we have canon, and then we have legends. And so we're going to start out with canon, then we'll just, go over the little things with the legends, because it's
So
we'll explain it.
Should we start out with the the basic herbivore building block of Hoth, the goat of Hoth.
Oh, there's Hoth. There's a planet. There's Hoth right there.
It is pretty.
It's really pretty.
From space.
It is a very pretty planet. And then we have one of these caves.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's very similar. And this is also Hoth. This is from Star Wars The Old Republic. And now we are seeing what animal we are going to be talking about first.
Tauntaun.
Yep.
Fun fact. Tauntauns are reptiles.
Yeah. That's the funny part about it, is they're reptiles, but they've developed hair because of the cold.
Yes.
I mean, it's just adaptation over time. I mean, they're saying that dinosaurs had feathers and some of them might have had hair. It's just that we only see the bones, well, the fossils. So it's like, we don't even see the real thing.
Yeah, but we see, crocodiles and lizards, so we assume that's kind of what they look like, but we don't really know.
Some of them. But I mean, this is very unique that it's hair.
Yeah, tauntauns are highly specialized reptiles. And as I said earlier, in order to keep warm, they actually burrow further into the snow. They are herbivores. They feed on the ice plants and whatever they can muster up. They smell terrible. They emit an oily smell to attract mates. So they smell both terrible inside and out.
And I'm sure that's because of how barren it is, like how far away you are from other animals. So if you think they've got to smell pretty bad for another animal to be like, hey, there's another one way over there. I mean, I know that some of them like live in like packs kind of, but
yeah,
you could imagine just being the same color as the snow. You need something.
Yeah, they are pack creatures. So the design went through a couple concepts. There was some that looked like giant rats, and they were pretty scary looking. Some they stuck more true to like the reptilian theme, but it just didn't make sense not to give them a thick coat. I mean, lizards don't play in the snow.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense because they need like the sun to get it. But the interesting thing is that with snow, the sun is magnified, so it could technically they could get a lot of their body heat during the day and then be able to remain warm throughout the night, as we saw with the fact that they are warm-blooded because Luke took a nap in one of them.
Yes, he did. So the Tauntauns in Empire Strikes Back, they're a combination of puppetry, and if you watch the movie, you can see they use some stop motion too.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I love it too. It's a little herky-jerky, but
it's what they had.
Yeah, it's what they had.
And they're pioneers of it. It's that like no one had really gone to this magnitude as far as stop motion mixing with stuff like that. Like there's the original what's his name? I don't remember his name, but he did all of like the original like monster movies like Jason and the Argonauts and stuff, like where they had the stop motion stuff.
Yeah. Like that was like claymation.
Yeah, exactly. So it was all stuff like that, and these are kind of similar. They had like metal armatures inside of them. They had different stuff. It was basically they had articulation to them on the inside, but yeah, it's pretty cool what they did and how they did these close-ups with the puppet, and then further out they replicated it pretty well. And it's hard to do a scale of a puppet back then because they can't like go through the computer and calculate that stuff. They couldn't make a 3D print of something scaled up. They had to build it from hand. From their own hands.
Of yours.
Your own hands of yours.
Do you have any guesses on what they used for the sound? The noise a tauntaun makes?
I don't know. I have no guesses.
It sounds like a goat, huh?
It does sound very much like a goat.
Guess what? It's not.
What is it?
Just take one guess. Just guess.
It's a shark.
No. It's not a shark. That was the worst guess. But actually it's not the worst guess because it's another animal that lives in the ocean. Do you want to try again?
Manatee?
No, it's an Asian sea otter.
Oh yeah. I would have guessed that. That was my next.
You didn't have to guess the Asian part, but I don't know.
I wonder if our sea otters speak any differently.
Yeah, it's an Asian.
That's what they're going to use for the faultiers in The Last Jedi.
American otters. Yeah, so it's a sea otter and they pitched it down a bit. And you can see here, tauntauns actually have 2 sets of nostrils.
Yeah, they have a very interesting respiratory system.
Yes, so one is a bigger set, and it's used when they're running around, doing strenuous activity.
When they need that stamina.
When they need that stamina. And the other set is used when they're just grazing or sleeping. Is there anything else you want to add on the tauntauns?
Tauntauns, we didn't really go on how they're used as mounts.
Oh, yeah, not at all.
Yeah, especially from the rebels when they set up their Hoth base. It was taken down by the Empire.
Yes.
And so they can't even handle the overnight temperature. And that's why Luke's or Han Solo's died. Straight up died.
Got too cold.
Got too cold, man. Well, it passed out. It might have not been dead, but then it became dead when he took out Luke's lightsaber and sliced
Luke's laser sword.
His laser sword.
They are reptiles. They do get too cold.
Yeah, and you kind of ride them like a horse, kind of like a camel-ish with how the reins are because they're higher up.
It's like how you would ride a velociraptor.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. When you see that happening,
which I've always wanted to do one.
I know, that'd be cool. Nah, I'd be scared because it's probably just gonna be trying to bite you, like moving its neck, trying to bite you behind it because they're dumb. They're like birds. They're like dumb birds. So this is another thing to note. They are the main food source of this next animal we're going to talk about.
Wampas.
Yeah.
So, wampas are spooky.
Yeah.
I tried to show my 3-year-old Empire Strikes Back, and he was super into it until the wampa showed up.
Really?
And he was mortified. He was so scared of the wampa.
Probably because of that.
Yeah.
It's got blood down its hole, everything, and
the wampa is very spooky.
Yeah, and one thing to note is that in one of the deleted scenes originally from Empire Strikes Back, he was supposed to come into the Hoth base.
Mm-hmm.
And have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, where C-3PO takes the sign off of a door.
Yes.
And then walks away, and then so that I guess that door means there's wampas inside. Why would they even have a door there? It's able to open when you don't have that sign on there, but it can't. What?
I don't know.
Wampas can't open doors, as we've seen in Empire? What is that game? I always forget it.
Oh gosh, what is that called? Shadows of the Empire.
There we go.
Nice.
Perfect. Same time. Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah.
Because you have to like walk them around and make sure they don't kill you.
So
They're dumb.
what happens in that deleted scene? Like C-3PO takes the sign off, and then some troopers walk by and it grabs them.
Yeah, it opens the door, grabs them into that room, and then like the door closes. It's just like that would have been really funny. I wish they would have kept that in there, especially because it made it seem originally like there's this one snow monster that's taking over the whole planet.
Yes.
Because you don't see any other ones, but we know now, obviously, that that was an animal that inhabited that planet, not just that single one.
Yes. So in our research, and I found this kind of interesting, wampas are almost 10 feet tall, which is really, really tall.
Yeah, that's like a house.
Like the tallest basketball players are like 7-footers.
Yeah, 8 if you're like.
I don't think there's ever been an 8-foot basketball player.
Maybe like.
Shaq's like 7'1". They top out at like.
Tall.
I think the tallest one. I mean, I don't think they're much bigger than 7'6".
Yao Ming.
Oh, Yao Ming was.
He's like 7.5 feet. He's tall.
Yeah, I think he might have been like 7'6".
Probably not. Definitely not 8.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere like in China there was some like elephantitis guy that played basketball for a little while, but not in the NBA at least.
Yes. So a wampa is almost 3 feet taller than the tallest basketball players. That is spooky. But they only weigh around 400 pounds.
That's weird.
That is weird, huh?
So that's the same thing as like, have you seen a picture of an owl without its feathers?
They look really dumb, I bet.
Yeah, it looks like a little fat vulture. Yeah, and they're just fuzzy because of their feathers. So it seems like that's the same sort of thing. Maybe they're just like really skinny and athletic underneath all that fur.
Yeah.
That'd be even scarier. Like
that
they
would
look
be
like
even scarier.
Like the Death Troopers, how they're all tall and skinny.
If they're not big and slow, they sprint after you.
Yeah, imagine that thing. Like
no, thank you.
Because,
sprinting wampas.
Okay, think of how fast Tauntaun goes. I mean, that's a viable form of transportation. They've got big ass legs. They can spring. They can run. And these things have to run after them and take them down.
Yes.
So unless they're like trap hunters, like they have to wait for them to get into an area where they need water and then they grab them. I mean, I'm thinking that they're going to have to chase these guys down. And that might be why they're so lean. But they need that fur coat to keep warm.
Yes. So in early production, the wampa was going to be called a Yuzman. Yuzzem. Yuzzem. Production drawings of Echo Base's interior include callouts indicating where a Yuzzem is to break through the ice walls of the base.
So there you go.
Yes.
That's that door probably.
And they were before the wampa was finalized, it was going to be like an ice worm, a fish-like beast capable of swimming through the snow.
Yeah.
When they were like playing around with ideas.
And we'll see something like that kind of resurface a little bit, but not to that extent. That's kind of ridiculous. It's like they were pulling this stupid little trash compactor animal and then just putting it in the snow.
Yeah. Yeah. I like the wampa how it is. I don't think we needed snowfish.
Yeah. But like the wampa is so I want to see it without hair.
Me too. Now that I know how much it weighs.
Have you seen a gorilla without hair? Real weird.
Yeah. Even gorillas, I think those gotta be more than 400 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, their upper body strength is insanity.
I don't know how that's possible then.
400 pounds. I mean, it's Star Wars, so whatever. I don't know how much gravity Hoth has on it.
Yeah.
You never know.
I'm gonna double check that actually. Because it says 200 kilograms, and it is the maximum kilogram to pound.
Just do 200 kilograms in pounds.
Yeah, it's like 440 pounds.
440?
Yeah.
Dude, that's like not that much for a 10-foot animal.
That is not that much.
That's like, that's kind of like how Pokemon weights work. It's just like
Pokemon heights and weights.
Yeah, they're just like way like off the chart. Like it's like something will be like 7 feet tall, but it's the same thing. 7 feet tall, it'll weigh like, I don't know, like 200 pounds or something like that.
Or Ash
less.
is... Charizard's like this huge dragon, and that Ash rides around on. And then you look at the card, and it says he's 5'7".
Yeah. Yeah, that happens, but
So lame.
But Star Wars is a little bit more more accurate than that, especially when you get through like visual dictionaries and stuff where it's like they're showing the creatures and then you get the actual stats to these things because Star Wars is way cooler.
Star Wars is
As far
way
as that.
cooler.
I love Pokemon, but as far as like, you know, continuity, stuff like that, Star Wars is on point.
Yes. So there is a kind of a rumor, or, you know, common sense would lead us to believe that when the Wampa attacks Luke, Mark Hamill was in a car accident that actually was so bad that he needed to get reconstructive surgery.
Yeah, I think they used some of the cartilage from his ear to fix his nose or something like that, or fix his cheek. I don't remember what it was, but he got messed up.
Yeah, so a lot of people think that the Wampa attack was used to explain his slightly different looks after that happened.
Yeah,
Which makes total sense.
definitely. Because, yeah, his facial structure changed a lot. Especially when you look at him in Return of the Jedi versus A New Hope.
Oh, man.
Because it's like, not only is he older, but you can still tell, like, the actual reconstruction and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting, even, like, just his jawline, because his jaw and everything had to be reconstructed, and it's pretty bad. I believe he was driving his Porsche, something like that.
Poor Mark Hamill.
Doing it big in the Porsche.
Yes, sir. So, to create the Wampa's roar, sound effects artist Randy Thom recorded the noises made by... Guess. This is 2 noises.
Okay, it's gonna be a bear and a cougar.
Ooh.
Am I close?
No.
Okay,
You're
let me try
actually not.
again.
Okay.
Let me try again. An ostrich and a gorilla.
No and no.
Okay, what do we got?
An elephant and a sea lion.
Huh.
Yeah. Wouldn't have pegged it for that, right?
Wow.
Yes. Elephant and sea lion.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's very interesting. And when I edit this, I'll put in the sounds. I'm going to put in the sounds of what they make
Yes, please do that.
so that everyone can listen to it and see what we're talking about. Because it's like, you know, we've all seen them and stuff, but sometimes it's hard for people to remember exactly what it is. And now that you think of like what it is, like what it actually is, I'm going to listen to it next time and my mind is going to be blown. Because that's weird.
Yes. So originally the Wampa was played by a man named Des Webb, and he was wearing a giant suit made of sheepskin.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a lot of sheep's dead.
Yes, and the costume had like stilts in it, and it gave the guy a heat stroke. So after that, they used a puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
Yeah, we can't have you. Can't have you dying from the Wampa.
Yeah, but then they had to keep C-3PO.
Yeah, so like... they scaled it way down, and they made the cavern really small to make it look like the Wampa was really big. And that's how they got the big menacing Wampa.
It's similar to the Rancor, how the Rancor is basically like a hand puppet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's different puppets used for different shots, but the main one was a hand puppet. And also, we had the original theatrical cut of Empire Strikes Back only showed the Wampa for like a few seconds, and so with the special editions, they actually re-filmed parts to add it in, so you can see more of him. You could see all the bones and stuff. So that was actually added in. So yeah, half of that Wampa scene was added in, because it used to not go back between Luke and the Wampa. He only looked at it once, so it's him like reaching that whole time.
Oh wow!
Yeah, I just watched it like a few days ago.
Way better with the Wampa.
Yeah, I think it is too. There's a lot of things that were added in the special edition that made it so much better. Like especially with Empire Strikes Back specifically, the windows on Cloud City, a lot of those weren't there. Like just what it added to Cloud City is insane.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I really liked what was changed in Empire, but I couldn't say the same for A New Hope. Those stupid little rat things jumping around. So, I mean, because these animals are cool, but then we go to like little rodents and random things that were made up just to make the world seem real.
Yes.
But we have some of that did happen, in the EU, and some stuff that's still being created now in canon. So these are two things next that you probably haven't heard of. If you are listening to this or watching this, for the most part, you've probably not heard of these. So was that everything for the Wampa?
Yeah, I think that's all I had for the Wampa.
So now I don't have a picture because no one's drawn a picture, but there's this animal called the Rebu. And it is basically just there's not much information on it other than it's an antlered mammal that the Wampas eat.
So a space deer.
It's a space deer.
A space snow deer.
Yeah, so this is the closest thing I could get to it was just this white deer in the snow. So
that's good, Josh. I like that.
Yeah, and the only time we actually find out about them is in dictionary. I think not a dictionary. I think it was. Let me look it up again. The New Essential Guide to Alien Species, and then after that, it appeared in Star Wars Battlefront.
Oh, okay.
The newer one, but it only appeared in sound. On Hoth, they used antlers and like pushed them together to make antler sounds.
Huh.
And like against trees and stuff, and that's it.
So it doesn't actually appear in the game, just the sound of it?
You hear it, yeah. You hear it, and then you can like read about it, but no one has drawn it.
Okay.
Same thing with this next one, because there's not much to tell about these. Oh, this is a blank slide because I couldn't even figure out what picture to use for this one. Because I have no idea what... And this is canon. Everyone, this is canon. Sapphire Iceworm. And it digs winding burrows, which cause when the wind whistles through them at night, it creates a haunting melody.
Mm.
Yeah. So this was first mentioned in Ultimate Star Wars reference book from 2015.
Maybe Echo Base is a bunch of abandoned sapphire ice worm tunnels.
Yeah, because we don't know how big those ice worms are. We don't know if they like brought back that original thought. Because that's what I was saying, is that like what the Wampa was originally going to be was an ice worm.
Yeah.
And so they brought these back. I'm not sure what the size of them are. I mean, it sounds like if the caves cause whistles, it sounds like they're kind of small, but big enough to, make a dent in something.
Yeah.
But yeah, Echo Base could be made of several connecting, animal, I was going to say man-made, but like animal-made caves and nests or whatever. Animal caves. So there's no visual description of these sapphire ice worms. And now, I don't think I organized these pictures, but this one,
Those ice hogs.
these ones are the Skrell.
Oh, Skrell.
Yeah.
Those
Or
are cool.
Skell. So in Legends, we have, I'll read them out first.
They look like Cubones.
Yeah, they look like Cubones with like tusks, kind of.
Mhm.
So they do look like the hogs, but they also have like hands, and they have
Many fingers.
yeah, all of that stuff. Yeah. So I think that's a Skell. There's not a lot written about this stuff other than the names and like them showing up in like one frame of a comic or like in a video game,
Yeah.
or like some of it like just a small mention in a book where it's like, oh, these whatever Skells are taking over this camp,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it, So this is another one.
That looks like it's from a game or something.
Yeah, this one's definitely from a game. This one, oh yeah, I forgot. Skells are in Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Mm.
So you can play that, but technically this part's not canon, I guess. I don't know. They're going back and forth between whether or not they're throwing that back into Legends or not, but
Yeah.
so this right here, we have which one was this? I believe this was the Ice Tromper.
Ice Tromper.
Yeah. So it's just a weird looking thing.
Looks like a woolly mammoth.
Yeah, it's like a woolly mammoth plus tauntaun, but I don't know.
More icier.
More icier. It's kind of weird. And this right here is an ice cat.
Ooh, I like this one.
The ice cat's pretty cool, and I don't mind it. This is also in the Old Republic.
So this is another apex predator, it looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool looking. It's like
It's kind of reptilian.
it is, which is odd, but it's like a reptilian tiger almost. It's got long lynx ears and like a raptor tail with a tuft at the end of it.
And even if you look up at like the snout area, it kind of looks like raptor-ish.
Yes, it does.
So
Yeah,
that's
I'm into
kinda,
that design. That's really cool.
Yeah, I would like to see. I want to see more animals that are like really fleshed out and really cool in film, like in live action.
Me too.
Because I'm sick of like the stupid like Rathtars. I mean, it's like it's different, but it's like
The Rathtars were goofy.
yeah,
They're
that's
so
what they're
goofy.
different. Like that's what I think. It is like they're just rolling through, and it's just a stupid. The noise they made. That was like the one. I think that's the least. The part I like about that movie the least is the Rathtars. That whole part could have just been like.
I'm with you, man. I wasn't a
Cut out a different
Rathtar
way.
guy.
I wish they would have had like Wampas or something, because they could have done the same thing if they go out and kill them and they have to do that. But
Yes.
I don't know. So this is the ice cat. Don't have much to say about it.
Other than it looks awesome.
It looks pretty awesome, I would say that. And this is where, I mean, basically a lot of these, especially in Legends, they're just earth animals plus ice or snow.
Yes.
So this is a snow mouse.
A snow mouse.
Yeah, it's just a white little long-eared mouse gerbil type looking thing.
Yeah, it just looks like a mouse, except it has bigger ears.
Mm-hmm.
And,
It's got like a little fatter body, but that's probably just the hair.
Yeah.
I don't know, whatever. It's kind of got, yeah, it's like a little dumb mouse thing. And then this right here is from I think it was the N64, or not N64, the Super Nintendo Empire Strikes Back game. So this was like a platform
Looks
jumping
like a
game.
Stegosaurus.
Yeah, so I believe this was I don't remember which one this was. Ice Scrabbler, I think. Basically, there's the Dragon Slug, Fire Bat, Glacier Worm, Hoth Hog, Ice Cat, Ice Piranha, Ice Scrabbler, Pantran Whitefang, Skell, Snow Bear, Snow Mouse, and Snow Minoc. So this is the hog. Hoth Hog. Another picture, sick picture of the Hoth Hog.
Yeah, that is a good picture.
Yeah, this has got, it's basically like a gigantic wild hog with extra tusks coming out of the top of its snout. And it's in like ice and snow. And it's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, it is spooky looking.
And so this is the ice worm. Or no, this is the ion eel.
Ion eel.
Yeah.
This looks like it lives in caverns underneath Hoth as well.
Yeah. So this is similar to that type of, probably that, kind of like probably worked off of that original idea as well.
Yes.
Oh, and that's all the pictures I have of those. But yeah, the Snow Minoc, basically what that is just a Minoc that like landed on a planet.
Mm-hmm.
And it can live there because it can withstand the cold.
Somehow adapted.
Yeah, and the weird thing that I didn't know until I was looking up Minoc things, and I want to get into this in another episode, is just space animals themselves, like animals that
Just live in space.
Yeah, so Minocs are one of them because they're not carbon-based life forms. They're silicon-based.
Huh.
So they can live without oxygen. And yeah, there's a lot to it. And
I wish I was a silicon-based life form.
Not on Earth. Because it wouldn't work out. And also they feed on, like what they do when they suck on ships is that they're just feeding on the energy from it. So they can drain the power from ships. So even just the snow Minocs, like, so say they get onto your ship, they can drain the whole power of the ship so you can't leave.
Yeah, that'd be super annoying.
Yeah. So that's probably why that was also a big problem in Empire Strikes Back as well. When they're down in that little, not the cave, but whatever it's called.
The space slug.
Space slug.
That space slug has Minocs inside of its stomach.
Yeah.
Or its mouth, wherever they landed.
Yeah, it's just like a long, like, tunnel. I don't know how it how it dissolves its food. I don't know. I mean, it could be kind of like a snake, but the snake has, like,
The thwank.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I think
Maul.
that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed the little first part of our mini series on some of the creatures of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Any feedback is good feedback. Let us know if you enjoyed that. Please rate and review us on iTunes. And with that,
We need to talk about this.
oh yes, we have a giveaway for a 375 scale ATST Walmart exclusive Black Series figure. To win this, all you have to do is go to our Indiegogo page and donate $1. It's $1 per entry. At the end, when we get enough entries, we will use a random number generator to select the winner.
Yeah, and everyone that is that has already entered, thank you very much, and all of your entries are being included. They're all counted. So yeah, this is really cool, and if you like doing the dioramas and stuff like that, this would be a really good thing to add to a nice Endor diorama or something like that. So something cool. I see a lot of people on Instagram. We have people that follow us on Instagram that they take a lot of photos, they have them all set up and all staged.
Yes.
Some of them look really good.
Some of them look really good.
They look almost like it would be in a film, like far away, you wouldn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool. But yeah, I think that will do it for this episode of Star Wars After Hours.
That'll do it. Thank you everybody for listening. Thanks again to Brittany for the great listener questions. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
He's no good to me, dear.
You will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
You know what's going on?